Pause a second. All right, we're live. So I'm just going to talk about the game that just happened and what I said in my preview and what actually happened. What I'd pointed out earlier was that Game 5, which at this point was yesterday, but it's still Friday in Seattle. It was 7 weeks and 3 days, or 1 month and 21 days before Minoru Yamasaki's birthday, who designed the World Trade Center, born in Seattle, died in Detroit. And 1 month and 27 days before Pearl Harbor, and Minoru Yamasaki is Japanese. And 119 days before his death date, Mariners equals 119. I said that I think the Mariners are going to get their 93rd win to face the Blue Jays, who won the World Series in 93. And the Tigers got their 39th playoff road loss, as you see there. So 93 is the 32nd semi-prime, which is something I've talked about a whole lot. All right, so we have J.P. Crawford is the one that scored the game-winning run, right? So from today until his birthday, so let's just pull this up, from until his birthday, 3 months and 2 days, or a span of 3 months and 2 days, but it's really 93 days, right? 93, 32nd semi-prime, 32 sunrays on the Jesuit logo. The sun's 93 million miles away. All right, and let's just look at his name, J.P. Crawford. So J.P. Crawford's got that 114, just like Pearl Harbor 114. And Dan Wilson, the manager, just got his 114th playoff win. Or sorry, not playoff win, 114th win. You see, he entered the playoffs with 111 wins. Now he's got 3 more for 114. I'm trying to see, was there any more 114s in there today? No, that was it. Oh, shit, I gotta turn off AC. All right, AC is off. Well, it will be off in a second. Yeah, 114 for Dan Wilson. And J.P. Crawford, his name also has got the, oh, maybe it's, no, sorry, not his name, it's his birthday. His birthday is 111, 111. So, what's funny, so Dan Wilson got his 114th win, run scored by J.P. Crawford. But what's funny is, Dan Wilson equals 111. J.P. Crawford, born on 111. As for Jorge Polanco, he had that big game 2, where he had 2 home runs, and there was something about his, I forgot exactly what it was. So his name is 131, the 32nd prime, and I believe it was, what's his birthday? July 5th. Don't remember all this at the top of my head. It was, well, it is 97 days after his birthday. Yeah. Mariners 97. I'm trying to remember. I think it was, yeah, so when he had that big game 2 where he had 2 home runs, that was 93 days after his birthday. Or sorry, span of 93 days after his birthday, or just 13 weeks and 1 day, which is 131, the 32nd prime. Jorge Polanco, 131, the 32nd prime. And the score was 3-2, and it was on a 3-2 pitch to get their 93rd win of the season, 93, the 32nd semi-prime. That's how they do it. And I do actually want to go back to my notes here for a second. Oops, what happened? Okay, now they're showing up. So as the game was going along, I was like, if you watch my preview, these were like the different scores that I thought were legit possibilities. I was crossing out each one as it became no longer available, and then this, for the last 8 innings of the game, this is the only one left, and that ended up being the final score. 39 total runs, as the Tigers get their 39th road playoff loss by a score of 3-2. All 3 games in Seattle were decided by 3-2. Seattle with 19 runs. Seattle equals 19. Also, the guy who got his... It was the guy who got the... Sorry, I'm having trouble with Windows here. The guy who got the pinch hit RBI single in the 7th, his name Leo Rivas. It was his 28th birthday. Or no, it's not Mariners. Sorry, it's Seattle's 107, which is the 28th prime. I wonder what his name equals. Leo Rivas. I'm gonna have to do some more digging on him. So who ended up being... Oh yeah, and I guess one more thing that I wanted to show is that, so the Mariners became 10-11 at home in the playoffs. Let's just refresh this to make sure it's updated. Yeah, 10-11, so that's a lot like 1-1-1, how the 1-1-1 got the 1-1-1 birthday, scored the game-winning run. Anyways, 10-11, as I pointed out earlier, 10-11 is the 303rd semi-prime, and 303 is the 97th semi-prime, like Seattle. Or is it, I forget if it was Seattle or Mariners, which one is it? Mariners 97, sorry, and then Seattle WA is 25, that's what it is. Right, Tigers fell to 6-7 in, I think it was 6-7 in game 5s, is that what it was? No, 6-7 on October 10th, that's what they did. So that's that. With the what else is there? What else can I go over? The All right, so in regards to Minoru Yamasaki, so just to show you here, his birthday is 121, like it's the year of the 121st World Series. And from this game until his birthday, he's 7 weeks and 3 days, like how he died at age 73. And it's also 1 month and 21 days. Again, like he was born on 12/1, 121st World Series. But it's also a span of 53 days. And the thing is with 53, in terms of this game, they ended up getting their 53rd home win of the season. Mariners record at home, including playoffs in 2025. Yeah, they got their 53rd win of the season, a span of 53 days before his birthday. Now, in terms of Pearl Harbor, whoops, 12/7 of this year. 1 month and 27 days. Again, 127 is the 31st prime. Let's do 127 is the 31st prime. 91 is the 31st semi-prime. Like Minoru Yamasaki is 91. Detroit is 91, wherever it is. Oh, I think I deleted it from here. But yeah, Detroit 91. Tigers end the season on 91 wins. Wait, I did want to see who got the win, if that has anything to do with anything. Is it Luis Castillo? He wears number 58? Is that right? Wears 58. Who used to play for the Reds? He wears 58. So that's interesting because 58 days before Pearl Harbor. Oh, 82. Yeah, 8 weeks and 2 days. So that's very interesting. How many days before his birthday is that? So that's what, 63 or 64 days before his birthday? I wonder what his record is. So he came in 84 and 84. So he came in 85 and 86. So now this isn't updated, but his record including the postseason will be 86 and 86, like how Yamasaki died in 86. Yeah, but they had to wait until this is Seattle coordinates. Let's do Seattle coordinates. I just want that. Yeah, 47th parallel north. 47 is the 15th prime. Game ends in the 15th inning. This is Mariners record versus Tigers, including playoffs. I should actually do it the other way. Tigers record versus, if I can spell correctly, Mariners. Yeah, they became 4-7 against the Mariners for the year on the 47th parallel, when 47 is the 15th prime number. All right. See how that works? I believe this was also, I want to take a look at Washington, the state of Washington. So it became a state on 11/11, like how 121 is 11 times 11. But I believe that today it must be 32 days before Washington Statehood Day. Yeah, it is 32 days. Wow. Okay. And Washington is the 42nd state. But how old is it right now? What's that going to be? 11 plus, so it's about to be 136 years old, which is 16th triangular. But it's still 135, which is not a semi. What is 135? Is 135 the 102nd composite? 135. 100-second composite. So I'm not sure how that factors in. They're very interesting. We'll see. Right, and also I've been talking about how I'm thinking the World Series is going to end on Halloween, and that would be a span of 32 days before his birthday, before Yamasaki's birthday, if that indeed does happen. What about until? No, until. No, let's go from the start of the World Series. I just want to see something. Right, I see what you're saying. 39. Okay. But yeah, it's kind of funny because while the game was happening, I knew the Mariners were gonna win because if we look back at what happened. So we can look at play-by-play. Yeah, so let's look at the play-by-play. Because it actually was kind of ridiculous. What happened was because Skubal was rolling through 6. I mean, 99 pitches, I guess that is a lot, but I mean, it's an elimination game. He's rolling. If you take him out, you're not saving him for anything. So they didn't take him out. As soon as he comes in, this guy gives up 2 base runners. The next guy gives up the game time single. And then it's just a bullpen game from there on out. Both teams were basically had a bunch of opportunities. Neither of them cashed in. They finally cashed it in the 15th, and I told you why it happened in the 15th. If we go to the play-by-play, scroll all the way down. Right, now I was kind of going through what happened was in the 14th, I thought that maybe Crawford was going to get the walk-off hit because I had noticed that it was 93 days before his birthday. But then when he struck out, or sorry, he didn't strike out. This guy got caught stealing. I was like, oh, he's going to lead off the next inning, and he might end up scoring the winning run. And that is indeed what happened. And then the other 32 guy, Polanco, he got the walk-off on the 3-2 pitch. You see a 3-2 pitch to win the game 3-2, 93 days before Crawford's birthday, as the Mariners get their 93rd win of the season. Yeah, Cubs versus Mariners is still alive. We'll see. I'm not gonna say that was my favorite entering the playoffs, and it's still alive. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I guess technically today, but what time is that game at tomorrow, actually? (7:08) Central Time. Oh, and another thing is that if I'm not going to go through all of them, but in the division series, home teams became 11-6. And attack on Pearl Harbor's got that 116. Also, I guess I should mention Octavio Dotel because remember this, he died earlier this year at the age of 51, So out of the teams that are left, okay, they're not. The Yankees are out. Dodgers are still in it. Blue Jays are still in it. But the Tigers are now out. So I'm wondering if the Mariners are going to play each of the teams. They're going to play three of the teams that. Well, so that they beat the Tigers, and then are they going to beat the Blue Jays next? Are they going to beat all the teams that Dotel played for? And also remember who else died in that Jet Set nightclub collapse. It was Nelson Cruz's sister. Nelsie Cruz, yeah. Here, Nelsie Cruz, that's Nelson Cruz's sister. And remember, Nelson Cruz, he played for the Mariners for 4 years. And what was funny is he actually retired as a Mariner, which I found kind of weird because he spent most of his career with the Rangers. So I'm wondering if he's somehow factored into this. He did retire on 11/2. We know 11/2 is going to be it's going to be big with this World Series in regards to Charlie Kirk's death and Bobby Jenks' death. That was 112 was big with that. So that was on March 28th. Is that the 97th day of the year? Yeah, that is the 97th day of the year. Huh. No, wait, no, that was a leap year, so that was the 98th. But 97th day of the year in normal years. March 28th. Oh, sorry, 87. I'm getting my numbers mixed up. I can't think straight. It's too late. I should be asleep. But it is interesting that he retired as a Mariner, even though he spent most of his career with other teams, mostly the Rangers. Right, because with the 107 thing, Seattle's 107, the 28th prime. Yeah, if they win the World Series, they will get their 28th win. And if they go to the World Series, they'll get their 97th win. And then all right, I am actually getting tired now. I should have saved this for tomorrow, but I did it anyways, and I'll do a live stream previewing Cubs Brewers Game 5 sometime tomorrow.